Hello guys, I'm just doing some Slayer now and been wanting to make videos, but for a while, but it's constantly seems like it's something I want to delay as well, because like I constantly feel like I need to, maybe think about it a little bit more, or like you know, or like do a little bit more research, and then I end up like never making it, never making videos until I finally decide like, okay, fuck it, I will just make a video now. So that's kind of like what happened now. Yeah, so yeah, as you can see, I'm doing Slayer, currently 54.8 mil. So yeah, and yeah, like I'm doing a lot of collection log stuff, but only the things that I enjoy doing. So, for example, I enjoy doing most of the bosses, but not all of them. For example, I haven't tried it yet, but like I just get the strong feeling that I wouldn't like that gargoyle boss very much. So instead, I'm just simply right now I'm just simply like canceling those. Or I mean, not sorry, not canceling, but just doing the AFK, FK gargoyles in Slayer Tower, even though that's like not that good XP these days. Yeah, but it's like one of the few AFK tasks I have right now, because yeah, I gotta love like non-AFK like collection log / money making stuff to do. I also haven't done Abyssal Sire, because it doesn't look interesting for me either. I don't know why exactly, but I can kind of tell. I can kind of have a pretty good instinct as to which bosses I would enjoy, and which one would not enjoy, and but it's kind of hard to put it into words as to why I like Warcraft or and Aroxor and those kind of bosses, and why I wouldn't like some other bosses. Yeah, but yeah, and I'm also delaying doing Catfight Queen, just because I feel like it would be better to. Well, it's several reasons. First of all, like just doing normal Catfights is pretty good XP and it's chill AFK, and also I feel like I need to get like the probably max gear, before get enough money and buy max gear before I try to get the Catfight Queen pet and the jar, I guess, because otherwise I have to bank a lot. I know there's some like try hard methods where you can like use an alt and stuff like that, but I can't be bothered doing that these days. I'm not that motivated as before, I guess. Yeah, which is a good thing. I think like yeah, I'm more motivated about real life stuff right now, and because I'm just using RuneScape as a way to satisfy my autistic stuff, I guess, or something. So yeah, but I have been playing a decent amount these days, just because the weather in Norway has been absolutely terrible, and but I know also it's been terrible in like a lot of places around the world. I heard that in Spain they have some sandstorms and stuff, so floods as well. So I guess yeah, it's not really good anywhere. And yeah, I talked with my wife today about a lot of deep stuff, and I also want to talk about some deep stuff, with myself on a video. But I feel like often talking about deep stuff is like is way easier if you can like talk to uh, another person about it, and yeah, it's just like um, but I also want to try talking about deep stuff alone here. But I feel like it's sometimes a little bit harder um, to word myself when it's not like a proper conversation. Um, yeah. Um, also, I guess because my English is not super good, like um, I don't really use English that much, or it's like, or at least I don't speak with any native speakers. You know, like me and my wife still talk a little bit English. Um, you know, or like yeah, we still mainly talk English. We also started been speaking more Chinese and Norwegian, but we still have like a habit of speaking some English. But you know, neither of us are native speakers, so so it's really weird, you know, to do that. But you know, we both been kind of like stressed out for a while, so it's not until recently we kind of had energy to change our habits. So yeah, uh, and I also feel like my Norwegian has been getting worse. You know, I've been exposing myself a lot to Chinese recently. I've been consuming a lot of Chinese content, even speaking some Chinese with my wife, um, and you know, like even if I speak Norwegian to her, it's like it's obviously I can't learn anything, so it's just been output and not a lot of input for me. I have actually been consuming some Norwegian YouTubers just because I actually have I still have a Norwegian teaching job a little bit. I have a couple of students privately that I do for like getting some extra pocket money. Uh, you know, also because the welfare money is really bad. And we recently we also me and my wife been selling a lot of stuff privately, like Pokemon figures, um, just to make some money. You know, buying it from China and then selling it in Norway is profitable because it's two very different markets. Um, so yeah, um, and yeah, like yeah. So I know these videos are always very you know, messy and rambly. Like but it's really like it's really way easier for me to do that, and I make videos mainly for myself, not for people or something like that. So um, never been interested in being a YouTuber or streamer or anything like that, just because I feel like it consumes way more energy than like any even like a normal job. Like, you know, like I feel like even just working in a grocery store would be less exhausting than being a YouTuber or something like that, because you know, YouTubers is not simply like you're just making the videos that you want to make and not caring. You know, you need to put constantly a lot of thoughts into what people want, and not only what people want, but you know, like the algorithm and all those kind of things. So I even though I had I obviously have a lot of experience on YouTube. I've been making videos since 2009 actually. um, yeah, you can I I made all my videos public a few years ago, so you can see like I have like even a video for my dog from 2009 as one of the first videos I made. And he unfortunately he's dead. He died a while ago, like almost 10 years ago, I think. So yeah, So even though I kind of get a pretty good feeling of what kind of videos people like there's funny videos or guides and those kind of things, um, and I know what kind of titles and uh, clickbaits and all those. I know about all those things already actually, but like I wouldn't want to spend my energy doing those kind of things just because I don't really see the meaning behind those kind of things for myself. Um, and and a lot of people, at least before, but not recently, but like yeah, I guess some people think my Norwegian accent is cute, but also some other people have been saying that I should really like improve my English and stuff like that. But I don't have any motivation doing that, and it's for several reasons. The one is just because I'm lazy about most things, but also because like I actually I don't feel there's anything wrong with having your accent like a Norwegian accent when you speak English. Like I think it's kind of like it's not any different than Scottish people like Scottish accent speaking English um, or even just the London accent or whatever. Even though they have higher status, I don't really see it as any different, and it's cool because people can know where you're from and stuff like that. And I guess I haven't said it to people much, but like I have kind of attitude that if you wanna complain about me speaking your language, then you can just speak my language instead. Like i- if you don't think my English is good enough, you can just speak Norwegian with me, I guess. Um, I don't know. I guess I never talk like that because I don't really think about it that consciously. But like that's kind of like how I feel about it. Um, yeah, and recently, also because I've been doing the welfare stuff, like I feel like I've been talking to a lot of psychologists recently, and but I'm not talking to a psychologist right now because I feel like it's completely useless for me. They don't have any good methods, and maybe more importantly is I feel like actually psychologists themselves are very often kind of fucked in the head. A lot of them. Um, I feel like they have maybe even more problems themselves than even just the average person that I see, um, and they are like very, yeah, I guess me and my wife talk about it as well. Like, why are psychologists so seeming so strange? And like maybe one of the reasons is that they are like they're like trading their kind of like their attention, and yeah, they're kind of like more like doing like a mental massage rather than like trying to fix your problem. Like just wanna sit there and listen, or but and then they want you to talk about all this stuff, and they want to and they want to judge it as much as possible, and like diagnose it and stuff. Diagnose it, put it in a box, and if they can't put it in a box, then um, then they can't do anything, and then even if they do put it in a box, then they still don't do anything. Like in psychology, there's barely any methods, and I also know that because I studied psychology myself, and I mean, I feel like cognitive. I had some classes with cognitive psychology, and I feel like that was okay. That was not a problem. But then I remember I went to some classes with social psychology, and that was completely different. It was extremely uh, political. Like the professor is constantly talking about all this political stuff just randomly in class. Like they talk about some psychology things, and then maybe just randomly make a joke about some politician or whatever, is like very uh, it's very strange for me. Um, yeah, and uh, like I I also in university, I guess you guys probably know that I studied linguistics, but I also had a lot of courses in philosophy, and I guess linguistics also kind of overlaps with philosophy a lot. Yeah, the people who are interested in linguistics tend to overlap a lot with people who are also interested in philosophy. I can see. Like I remember when Acid Soul was active, he was actually the one that got me to study linguistics in the first place, or to choose it as a university degree, because I wasn't sure. Like I was actually considering history or philosophy instead, but then Acid Soul was actually the one that inspired me to choose linguistics instead of history or philosophy. Um, and yeah. Uh, yeah, it seems like I don't have enough prayer to do the next skill, so I just think I will just bank. Let's see. Oh, so- yes. Let's drop this. Okay. Yeah. We have Warcraft is like a fun boss. It's not my favorite boss, but is one of the better ones, I will say, because yeah, it's like it has a pretty nice rhythm to it. It feels like you're dancing with the boss and you get consistent money, which is nice. My favorite boss right now, maybe Aroxor, because it's also like really really good money and experience as well. Yeah, and yeah, I feel a little bit tired now because like my sleep schedule is uh, ve- like very unstable, and yeah, and I think that's mainly because of the weather. It's just I haven't seen the sun much at all the past few weeks. We only been seeing the sun a couple times maybe. Very clearly. Um, so I feel like that affects my sleeping schedule. Of course that, and because I don't have like a 9 to 5 job, I guess, which is good because I won't want to force myself to wake up and then be tired, and it can lead to a lot of problems that is, as well. And I'm actually applying for like permanent welfare, or something called uføretrygd. Actually, it was uh, my supervisor in the government. She fixes it for me. She's very nice. She's actually like very understanding of my situation, because her son uh, is also has epilepsy and also is autistic. And actually, he's even apparently more autistic than me, like more handicap, or more low functioning, I guess, at least. So she's trying to do everything to help me, and she's been very supportive, like more supportive than a lot of my family members, which is kind of sad to say, but yeah. Even though I guess, for her, it probably just feels like she's just doing her job, I guess. But um, yeah, and yeah, but I was talking about these psychologists, so um, I feel like, I mean, I guess also the other reason is that I could never be a psychologist myself. Like, first of all, just you know, listening to all these people have a lot of problems, without having a proper solution for it. That would really kill my spirit. I feel like I would really need to like find the proper solutions, and that's why like I really like the Eastern religion, spirit, or not religion, but maybe like just spirituality in the sense. Like I feel like religions like Buddhism or Taoism in China is way more developed than these kind of like desert religions that you have here, like the Islam and Christianity or whatever, like Judaism. The those those religions actually really overlap with each other. They are really fundamentally similar, and I don't I really don't like any of them, honestly. Um, so yeah, like I just feel like um, I just feel like I just feel like they're very judgmental, and like they kind of have this like oh, you gotta follow these orders and blah blah blah, and that kind of shows in the culture as well. If you look at both European culture and also Middle Eastern culture, you can see they have this kind of weird similarity where they are very judgmental about things, and they're gonna ordering you to live your life, but then uh, also at the same time don't have good solutions. They just want you to suppress yourself or make yourself feel guilty, and it has nothing to do with spirituality or anything like that. Um, and I just feel like every time uh, I hear like Christian speak, um, even if they're like a person that I like, like I like them, I think they're cool, but then when they start talking about like Jesus or the Bible, I'm just like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah, like even though I can understand like the Bible is definitely an interesting book. It has a lot of interesting stories, and um, but yeah, I guess maybe it's just a problem with the culture, and uh, it's not only the religion that's a problem, of course. Um, I mean, like even though Norway is like considered a secular country now, it's very clearly like heavily impacted, by religion. Is still very much a Christian country, even though most people wouldn't call themselves Christian. I would think. Um, the yeah. I guess the people are not gonna change so quickly. Um, it's something that takes thousands of years, and I guess that yeah, like um, that's also why in general I feel like I prefer maybe traditional Chinese medicine or Eastern religions and those kind of things, because even though I am like a big fan of science and stuff like that, and I like reading science articles all the time, and I think it's interesting, but and I don't science myself, but I also feel like um, when it comes to solutions and methods, you really need a long time to kind of experiment figure out what works and what doesn't work, just through trial and error, as they say. And it takes a very long time, and modern science is like too much rejecting of the traditions, and that makes it like practically it's not very useful. Actually, like like in Eastern religions and stuff, they already have like a lot of ways to deal with these kind of problems, as like you have like depression and or like any kind of like mental problem, even things like epilepsy, which I have. There's apparently more solutions there, because it's something that's been developing over thousands of years. But then the modern stuff is just very like underdeveloped. So that's just the problem with it. So using it as like having it as like a belief or tradition it becomes very horrible, because it's not proven to work, and you don't know what the consequences are, and then you see the consequences are it's like it's gonna make you fucking crazy. Like I've been taking this kind of like epilepsy medication, and for a long time, like we're literally talking like 12 years, or like like it's been around 12 years now that I've been taking a couple different epilepsy medications, but mainly one medication that's called Urferil, and it has a lot of problems, because first of all, it's actually not a medicine that's suitable for my type of epilepsy, which is something that I could already feel. I could already feel like from the beginning that it didn't work to use it, but I guess my dad is just like, he doesn't want to fix the real problem, and he just wants to like say, have an easy fix, and even though it doesn't actually work, like it didn't actually reduce anything. I stopped recently taking those medicines, and I feel like it's been very good for me to stop it. I feel like my head has been a lot clearer recently, and I'm not only talking about logical stuff, but also emotionally. I can connect much clearly why I feel certain things, and what exactly I feel. Like I feel like the medication was actually like suppressing what I feel. So it's kind of like feeling a little bit schizophrenic almost, because like I could feel that I have these emotions, but then I can't connect it properly as I could when I didn't use these medicines, or drugs, I guess you would call it. Yeah. And yeah, so actually, I think it's already been around 1 month. I haven't exactly checked the calendar, but I think it's been around 1 month since I've taken the medication last time. And according to what I like recommended myself to do, I actually immediately stopped it, which is actually something not recommended. It's not something that you should do if you're a person who's using this. But I felt I don't know what exactly it was, but I just felt exactly like, oh, this is the time, like I guess now I feel chill, and now it's like the time I can just stop it, and it's gonna be fine. I don't need it. It only has negative consequences, and it's just I just feel like I got that click in my head all of a sudden, and then and then just I very abruptly stopped it, and just been feeling better ever since. Basically, is after a few days of stopping using it, I got some headache problems, for a couple of days, and but that was the only consequence, pretty much. I was feeling like a bit overstimulated for a while, actually, but then now I feel like way more normal again these past few weeks. So um, yeah, um, okay, yeah, and I feel like another thing that psychology is missing a lot is that is only discussing the kind of difficulties or problems that the minority has, but it's not. But then if there's any problems that actually has the majority of people have a very big problem with, like for example hurting, like like only simply like only following social norms or rules, and not being able to get out of that, and or these kind of people that they don't feel comfortable being alone at all, or those kind of things, which is actually is like most people, um, just simply because most people are like that, then they wouldn't call it a mental problem, which is something that I feel is not right, because it's um, because of course it doesn't matter whether it's whether it's like 10% of people are crazy, or if it's 80% of people are crazy. If 80% of people are crazy, then it's still a problem being crazy. I'm not saying that most people are crazy, but I'm just saying that it's the problem with modern psychology is that um, they only like put a lot of emphasis on the outsiders, like people who behave differently than the norm. It's very, I guess you could call it like a normative psychology is what they have now, um, but it's not based on this kind of spiritual things um, like they have in Buddhism or Taoism, where it's about being like water, or like accepting everything, and being flexible, um, and being able to be, I think something that's very important is being able to just be completely calm and content with only yourself, just being alone. Like if you can just be all alone, for one day straight, without feeling bad or lonely, then that's a good sign that you can be happy also around other people, or in general. Yeah, because you have these people that like they constantly have to be around other people, to feel secure or whatever. But then that's just like it's just like covering something that is a problem. They're not actually um, they're not actually gonna feel secure deep down inside, and that's really what they need to fix. So I yeah, I thought about this a lot as well. That since I have a lot of thoughts about this, but since it's very messy, I probably should write a book about it or something. This kind of non-mainstream way of viewing psychology, or yeah. Uh, but I'm sure, like I don't think I'm a genius or anything like that. I know there's a lot of people who are maybe non-conformists that think like me, of course, thinks, or maybe has some similar ideas. And I don't know if I'm even able to communicate it clearly, for people that are are maybe not in my headspace, or like not thinking in the same way I am thinking. I have no idea if like other people are able to understand it, because my wife is able to understand it, but only because she's similar to me. Of course, she's very deeply similar to me. So, and she's like almost the only person I talk to these days. So I have no idea of like what other people feel or something, or if they will even understand what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, yeah. So basically, it's like um, maybe to try to say it a different way. It's like uh, I don't really know how to say it. Uh, yeah, I guess that's also why I want to make this video, just to like to think openly a little bit. Um, I guess the other reason that this kind of subjects that I never see anyone talking about is like it's hard to discuss it, because I guess there hasn't really been developed any vocabulary for it. It's because people don't discuss it as like as a thing. So it it's yeah, this but it's just this kind of like I guess basically what I'm just trying to say is like the um, how most people think is very very normative, or very like in the box, in the people think only inside the box, and they don't want to go outside of that box. I mean, and I'm sure there's a lot of reasons for that. Everyone has their own reasons. Maybe just insecurity, or yeah, and I also feel like a big aspect of it is like like I don't know if like I'm sure a lot of parents have good intentions, but I feel like in general, in every culture, the parents, especially moms, tend to be very overprotective of their kids, and maybe even make them so that they can't like really be that independent. It's gonna be you can't just like go from being like dependent on someone constantly and then all of a sudden be completely independent. It doesn't work like that. So maybe people are not able to get a proper transition there. Yeah, I don't know if like for I don't know if for other people though, like what I'm talking about is just sound like some crazy rambling, or if it makes sense. I don't know. Oh, let's see. Drop this maybe. Uh, I got the love. Sometimes I had to drop these portions to get the bones. I guess I could drop these diamond bolt tips as well. Yeah, those are not worth that much money. Yeah, because I get yeah with Warcraft you sometimes get like these three long sword drops and stuff, so you can fill up your inventory very quickly. Yeah, but by the way, for Warcraft I only have to get the pet left. So I got both of the visages I got very early. I think it was actually less than 200 kills or something. I got the draconic visage and the other visage uh, in the exact same inventory. So yeah, um, yeah. got 1,300 kills now. Yeah. And yeah, I don't die here very often, just because I guess I do get hit sometimes, because like I'm kind of just chilling when I'm killing this boss. It's kind of brain dead. So, but I try to always keep a very high hit points. So just in case that I get hit, then I'm not gonna die instantly. So yeah. Yes, but I do like it. It feels kind of feels like it feels like kind of skilling, or like you're just dancing. Like yeah, like I don't know. I'm sure if they made like a skill like dancing instead of sailing, I would be more interested. Uh, I think that would be more fun skill than sailing. But I don't know. Like I don't really want to talk about sailing that much in this video. I know a lot of people. A lot of people have been messaging me like why I'm still 0 XP in sailing. Yeah, it's just I feel like it's not a very well developed skill yet, and I guess that's normal in the beginning of a release. I don't really have any criticisms for it. I just feel like it's yeah, undeveloped, I guess. And I'm kind of like, what I'm kind of hoping for, I guess, is that they make some more enjoyable ways to train it, or maybe some ways I will enjoy more than what I probably will, the methods they have now. And yeah, and it's also just because I've just been enjoying doing Slayer, so not really been feeling a need to do all this stuff. If I want to FK, I just mine day alt essence. So I guess maybe if I can't find a very fun way to train sailing, maybe I'll just AFK it. But yeah, I'm kind of just waiting for that, I guess, waiting for something, and just enjoying this stuff right now. Um, mm. My bank is currently like 3 bill. Yeah, but if I want to get all the PVM stuff, all the gear and everything, actually, it's I'm gonna need to at least double my bank. Yeah, I get like over 6 bill, I think, to get everything everything I need. But that's actually not even that much. I'll probably get it like within 100 mil. When I'm around 100 mil later, I'll probably have everything. Because you're also making a lot of money from a lot of bosses. Even just like yeah, I was just doing Tormented Demons now, and I didn't get lucky. I didn't get any drops, but it's actually super good XP. I'm not exactly tracking my XP right now, so I'm not sure exactly the XP per hour, but I can tell it's very good. Like the XP is going up very quickly. Like Tormented Demons is even better than it's much better than like cannoning just the Greater Demons, actually, even for XP, and it's also obviously very good money. So that's something that surprised me quite a bit. It seems like a very overpowered Slayer method, Tormented Demons. Yeah, I think even if you're using alt, or even if you have all the money you need for Bibles, I think even then it's worth to kill them just for the XP, even if you're not gonna use the money. And I guess it's always nice to have some extra money. You could do your Bibles more expensive way, or you could do other things, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, like Slayer is pretty much the only skill that I feel like I enjoy more now than back in 2013. I have actually been playing the 2004 Escape a little bit, and I'm actually level 3 skiller there. I'll probably show my account maybe next time. Maybe next video I will show my account. Right now there's not that much to show. I'm just like 60, level 60 in like fishing and woodcutting and stuff. But it's a level 3 skiller, so yeah. Doing stuff like thieving is very painful there. I already died several times doing thieving. Yeah. Because the method to train thieving right there now is pickpocketing Ardy Knight, and he's like doing 3 damage. But I only have 10 hit points, so and then if I just AFK a little bit or then don't pay attention for a short time, then you can just instantly die basically. Or if you're just being too greedy with your food and stuff, I guess, not paying attention. And actually, but I would say that the main thing I like more about Off-War Escape compared to this game, of course, both games have their own ups and downs, but there's a couple things I really like about that game is actually the graphics, and that it doesn't have a ground exchange. Because I could actually also feel like in 2013, that one of the reasons the game was a lot more fun is because you had to like trade other people, and it's more like social that way. It feels more like you're interacting with the community, and and then even skills like farming is quite challenging, because you either have to find a mercher, that makes money from you, or you have to you like buy 2 magic seeds at a time or something, So I remember like getting all the supplies for 99 farming back then was kind of pain in the ass, but also like it was also pretty fun, just to doing the double nature runes, and then you just tell them to wait for you at Edgeville, and just try to trade them quickly, buying some magic seeds. And in Off-Warscape, like the community is like 10 out of 10. I had a couple of people being super nice to me, and just like one guy gave me like a rune axe and stuff, just immediately, for a very cheap price, just because he wanted to be nice, and it just and it just seems like the community. I definitely prefer all the community. It seems like people are more developed, and they understand not to be so stupid and selfish, which I think is a very nice thing about people when they develop. I was also like that when I was a kid. I was like, way too selfish, and I would say narcissistic, basically. And I feel like it's nice because I grown out of that largely. It's a lot of fun to to give people stuff, or just to try to be nice, just for the sake of doing it itself is feels very good. So yeah. Boom. Okay. Another inventory done. Dragon Bones. Let's see. Yeah, fill it up. What should I drop? I don't know. I guess maybe this one. Yeah. Talisman. Okay. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, I'm basically just had a pet left here, like I said. So just I probably won't do Warcraft anymore after I get the pet, or whenever I get the pet. Which is just RNG stuff. Okay. So yeah, the only problem with not doing sailing right now though is that of course I don't have a max cape, which has a lot of benefits, and I don't have there's a lot of steps I'm missing to do clue scrolls in general. So I actually been having to drop some clue scrolls, some hard clues, and a lot of elite clues. Not a lot, but yes, I had to drop some of them. But it's it's fun. It's not really like a main goal for me. I want I do think it would be cool to get the bloodhound. It's actually my favorite pet, I would say. Um, but yeah, I'm not willing to do stuff like uh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure like before I open all the clues, I'm actually planning to do a big opening video when my 30th birthday comes in December. I'm gonna be 30 years old, and uh, and then I would like to make a big opening, like opening everything, like mystery boxes to maybe get the stale baguettes, and I guess I haven't collected any corner keys yet, but I will collect some corner keys and open all my clue scroll caskets, like the hards and elites and stuff, and then do the masters, I guess, and then maybe I will also, if I feel like it, I will just make sure to have completed all the sailing stuff and maybe get the fighter torso as well. We'll see. I still haven't gotten the fighter torso. But apparently it only takes a few hours to get that, so maybe just do it anyways, just to get a higher chance to get the pet's bloodhound. Well, we'll see though. I know I know you can just leech it, just so maybe when I'm richer or when I'm very like super rich, I can just leech it. Get some people who are very good at B, BA and just leech the fighter torso. Uh, I don't think I would go for the pet there. It doesn't seem fun for me. Um, but yeah. I don't think I'm gonna. If I get 200 mil all in the future, I don't think I'm gonna be a collection low guy. Because yeah, it's not really my thing to grind this meta stuff. Or like the best ways to get elite clues is I mean the one if I want to grind the elite clues, I probably would do uh, the pyre method, where like sacrificing the logs or something, burning the logs in Mauritania. Because I don't think I would enjoy doing the other method, which is like teaming, or I don't know if the team up or the massed Callisto boss in Wilderness. Apparently that one is very good because you make a lot of GP per hour and you get a lot of elites per hour. And then like that's obviously very efficient because you can also spend the money you get on like on buying implinks, to get clues even faster as well. So, but I don't think I would enjoy doing that. To have to constantly deal with PKs all the time, especially these days when PKs actually know how to play the game. I I don't know if people still if people still watch it, or if people still know about it. But in 2014 and stuff, when I was going for 200 mil hunter, I made some PKing the PKers videos, and I feel like at that time, 12 years ago, I guess it is now, 11 years, PKs are really bad, and there's still a lot of bad PKs now, but there's also like a lot of very good PKs. I have watched a guy called Oda Block recently, and it's quite impressive what he's able to do with PKing. I think is of course back in the day there was these good PKs as well that did the kind of tri-breeding stuff or hybriding. I also did some hybriding back in the day, and even though I was like very basic at it, I just did some like 4-way switches and stuff. I was actually still better than most people at that time because I guess the game was just very different, and people have better setups now, with the keyboard and mouse and everything, and plugins. I know plugins is also a very big thing. I don't use a lot of plugins, just because I feel like it's too much, yeah. I already feel like this plugins with these items on the ground is enough for me, and I don't want to get a million plugins where my where my game basically looks like I'm playing chess or something, Nah. Not interested in that. Um, yeah, have to really be careful now because I could die just from one mistake. Maybe eat. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just do spec. Boom. Yeah, my quickest kill is 54 seconds. I got that a while ago, and been using burning claws now, but before I used Bando Scout Sword, and I feel like maybe Bando Scout Sword seemed to be like on average a little bit better than Burning Claws. But when I checked Wiki, then it said Burning Claws was the best spec weapon. So I don't know, so I'm just using Burning Claws now again, or yeah, instead of Bando Scout Sword. But I'm not sure if they're actually the best for me. Maybe it depends on what kind of setup you have, I guess, as well. And with Burning Claws, of course, you also need to use it at the appropriate time. Yeah, because of the burn. This was to reduce damage in certain phases. So then it will reduce your burn damage from Burning Claws as well. Yeah, I don't think I have enough hit points. Prayer. I have a lot of food hit points, but I don't have enough prayer to continue. So yeah, I think I'll just go back. Yeah. Yeah, my house really needs an upgrade as well, I guess. After I get some more money, I will upgrade my house. Need to get a lot of stuff, actually. Yeah. But the way I'm doing Slayer now is gonna make a lot of money. I'm doing like Roxor and Cerberus post log. I already have completed the log, but I'm still killing them because I like doing them, and they're pretty good XP, especially Aroxor. Aroxor is very good XP, significantly better than Cerberus. But I'm also still doing Cerberus just because I enjoy it, not really for any other reason. But it is decent combat XP as well. Oh, I guess I didn't need the pot there, but I'll just do it anyways. Doesn't matter that much. Let's go. Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's just kind of in my diarrhea or diarrhea, I guess. Diarrhea. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I don't know how long I've been talking, but I don't really care. Just I feel like it's kind of meditative, just think out loud about these kind of things. I feel like I'm a person that's constantly like maybe overthinking a lot. So it's nice to also like get them a little bit out, and also on here kind of like I know if it kind of feels like I'm writing it down instead of writing it, I'm just talking. But it kind of has a similar effect for me. Yeah, I got a pretty fast kill there on 15. But still haven't beaten my record with Burning Close, so I feel like that's also why maybe Burning Close is not the best. Because when I got my record was when I used the Bando Squad Sword. But we'll see. I guess I will keep using Burning Close for a while and see if I will beat my record or yeah. It's not that important. Yeah, and also one problem here is also that I don't. I sold my ring a while ago, the Alto ring, and I still haven't bought a new one yet. Need to get a little bit more money for that because I bought a Vernic Treads Max instead. Yeah, and I feel like that's worth it for me because I'm doing a lot of stuff like Dagonut Kings or Tormented Demons. I actually just recently got the CS ring on the collection log after over 800 kills in each. I killed over 800 of each Dagonut boss, and then after almost 800 kills in each boss, I finally got the CS ring. Which I already got like 7 Berserker rings and like 5 Warrior rings and like 8 or 9 Archer's rings or something, and then finally got the CS ring. Yeah, and I also got the pet even. I got the Supreme pet as well before I got the CS ring, like way before, which is kind of interesting. I guess it's just RNG. It's just random, but yeah. And I realized that with watching some clue opening videos, and I realized that I got really lucky getting the 30th robe after like 270 hearts, because you could go like 2000. You could easily go 2000 clues dry without getting any 30th stuff. So, or even more than that. Yeah. So I would say with I don't really care about the tourist stuff anymore because I already got one of them. So I just when it comes to clues, I just really want to get the Bloodhound because he's a cool guy. Yeah. And yeah, so things are going better for me, obviously. have a little bit more idea of what I want to do and stuff. I think I want to focus more on like selling stuff. Like maybe I haven't completely gotten into it 100% yet, but like I'm kind of getting into it now, like buying stuff from China and selling it. And my wife helps me a lot with that, and she's very good at those kind of things that I'm not very good at, and I'm good at those things that she's not that good at. So we are a pretty good team doing that. But we just started, so we are just experimenting, like selling different types of things and see which stuff is the most popular. So I don't know. Maybe I will have my own online store in the future. I don't know. But it's kind of like a chill job. Even though it's relatively social, I'm the one dealing with the customers and talking to them. I don't actually feel it's very exhausting to talk to them. I guess I feel it's way easier to deal with people in the chat than dealing with people physically. I guess it's because I can think more and like spend a little bit more time thinking when I send the messages, and when I deal with people in real life, I guess it's just I don't get enough time to think, so I guess I don't feel comfortable with that. The psychologist apparently, I don't know if he's actually being serious about it, but in the report he said that I have something called mixed personality disorder, which I looked it up, and I'm still actually not sure what exactly it's supposed to mean. It's basically like just that if you're diagnosed like that, it just means that you have like different problems from different types of personality disorders, but you don't have any one of them specifically, because you kind of like have mixed traits or something. But I then took like a personality disorder test, like for all the 10 different established ones, and seeing which ones I'm high in or low in. And actually, it seems like I'm like lower than average in most of them, except schizoid personality and sociopath and stuff. But even those I'm not that high in, so I don't know like why exactly he thinks like that. He's that, like, I also feel like he's like really weird, so like extremely suppressed and like judgmental, but like quiet at the same time. I feel like a lot of psychologists are like that, and it's like I don't know. I just get the feeling that because they are very judgmental, they're like afraid that other people are gonna judge them, and then they're kind of like either like kind of have this like toxic positive attitude, or they're like or they're like suppressing themselves a lot, just making sure to follow all the social expectations. And yeah, I don't know. I just got a lot of weird feelings there. Yeah, and I feel like I was just treated like a research object rather than yeah. What I'm talking about is like recently, 1.5 months ago, I was actually at a neuropsychologist for like 1 day straight. I had to take the train to another city and be there. And he checked a lot of things actually. So he checked like all the all the things I'm good at, and all the things I'm bad at, like neurologically, like different, including like different types of memories, reactions, working memory, long-term memory, all those kind of things. There, he tested, and including the personality disorders and autism as well, which I scored super high in, which is kind of funny. yeah, I haven't like taken an official Asperger's test since I was 15 years old, and I actually scored 156, I think it was, out of yeah. You only need 65 to be diagnosed as Asperger's, and apparently I was 156. So I don't know if that means I'm like almost triple Asperger's or something. I don't know. You know, I guess I have a lot of Asperger's or something. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it just seems so weird for me because like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like a completely normal, like independent person. Of course, I do definitely have some personality issues, or at least some trauma issues, and that's things that I'm working on. You know, like I'm definitely like hypersensitive, in some ways, but then you know at the same time in other ways I'm also like less sensitive, like way less sensitive than most people. For example, like yeah, like if people talk about, you know, like for example, like if people talk about like shitting in the food while I'm eating, you know, I don't care, you know, I can just keep eating my food. But apparently, what I figured out is that most people are not like that, and you know, if you talk about, you know, shit or piss or diarrhea or all those kind of things, you know, while you're eating, then people are gonna like be kind of feel disgusted or something, and not be able to eat food or something. But like it's kind of funny because I can't feel anything, and I'm just like I'm like completely desensitized or whatever to it. But then I feel like, you know, is it that I'm, you know, in some ways I'm not actually sensitive at all. You know, maybe I'm like the opposite. But then in other ways, you know, I can be sensitive when it comes to social stuff or personalities. So it's just kind of like, yeah, I feel like it's really weird. Like it's something that I'm still thinking about, and I'm like, because at first I thought like, oh, is it because I just simply have low empathy, or like I'm kind of like a psychopath or something, or a sociopath or whatever? But then I realized that no, I'm not like that at all. Actually, I have like super high empathy for not even just for humans, also, but yeah, for humans too, but also just for animals, even plants and stuff. Like I can feel empathy for plants, which sounds really weird. Maybe it sounds, yeah, maybe for a lot of people it almost sounds crazy, but then yeah, like yeah, for me I feel like I can just feel like the if a plant is doing well or not, you know. And animals, of course, very much. I can kind of like get the feeling, or if you can even say that it's feeling, I don't know, like maybe it should be called something else, like senses, or yeah, I don't know. um, but yeah, and I definitely feel like this kind of new environment I live in now, I don't live in the city anymore. I just live in a super small place with barely any people, and there's like a lot of forest and farms nearby, and it's pretty close to the sea. And I feel like it's just really chill. Super good. It's super good scenery as well from the apartment we're at. So I feel like it's perfect for us right now. Um, yeah. Work off. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not like, yeah. I feel like this the almost the sometimes it almost feels like the more you think about it, the more confusing it is, and I feel like it's also at the end of the day, it's also like you need to take yourself as a snowflake, I guess, or as a as a as a, as like just individual thing, and not put yourself in a box or something like that. And I certainly feel like I love myself, and my wife loves me, and like I don't feel like I have like a disorder, but you know, but I guess I don't know, like, or I guess probably what I want to say more is that yeah, like I have a disorder, but I guess there's a lot of people also have other disorders that are like really unexplored. Mm, uh, yeah. And yeah, I did mention earlier as herding disorder as one of them. Uh, this kind of thing that like a little bit hard to describe. It's basically just like this sheep. They're basically like these sheeps or NPCs um, that don't you kind of like don't in a kind of extreme sense. A lot of people don't have their um, own thoughts. They just and they just like, I guess for most people it's probably about a sense of security or something, that they lack of sense of security or independence, so they need to be dependent on this kind of social acceptance and all these kind of things. And I feel like that should also be definitely like be described as a disorder if it's to that extent that you are addicted to it, or if you are dependent on it to survive. Like if you have to be 100% socially accepted, or you just feel very shitty about yourself. It's I don't think it's a good way to live life. And yeah, and I feel like that should be described more as like I guess if you are in this like personality disorders mindset, I guess could be called something like herding personality disorder. Yeah, I'm just like making some theories by myself, but like um, yeah. But then I guess those kind of things will never officially be recognized in any sense. First of all because it's mainstream, but also because it's people don't want to identify it as a problem for many reasons. And I think one reason is that like the people who control everything, they want people to be like that. And they don't want people to stop hurting or stop being desperate for being socially accepted, because then once people stop doing that, then they will be hard to control. And if you can't control the population, then I guess it's gonna be more likely that your society will collapse. Yeah, yeah, because I've been thinking about how we can be connected with like politics, or more like political theory, or all those kind of things. How because that's also another thing that I also talked a lot with professors, that these kind of the modern science research is very segregated into different sections, and that actually makes it so that science that is kind of overlapping with several different subjects is very popular, and it's easier to publish papers about that. So, for example, if you were to combine like philosophy with history or something, and write a paper about it, then it would be like easier to publish than it would be to like publish just another paper about some philosophy stuff, but some pure philosophy stuff by itself. And I also know that from my wife, was also like she's a graduate doctor, but not in linguistics. She's like in engineering stuff. So yes, but yeah, she also did a lot of research on the mixed subjects, just because it's easier to publish it. And it's kind of like I guess it's like a big hole right now in the modern science as well. And but the science community seems more aware of that, the kind of thing, though. It's like I think most scientists are quite aware that it's too linear, or too like too sectioned off, and that these subjects should be combined more. And that feeling is especially strong in linguistics, because it's kind of funny, because the way they do linguistic research is that you kind of have to choose between like syntax, which is kind of like about this sentence structure, and then you have to choose or you have to choose maybe morphology, which is less popular, about word structure, basically. And then you have pragmatics, which is about meaning and context, and then you have something called semantics, which more people know about, which is just the meaning of words, without context, whatever that means. I guess it's more like lexical meaning. A lot of people think about it as. And you have phonology, which means like the how like the pronunciation rules is related to meaning, and then you also have something called phonetics, which is like more about these language, these sound changes in languages and stuff. So, but of course, it's very weird that those things are separated, because language, you have, of course, you have everything at the same time. So ideally, if you want to make a more accurate model, I guess, which maybe another problem, because models are, of course, never accurate. But then if they do want to create more accurate models, which seems to be their goal, then they have to combine all those things and not separate them. Yeah. And that's also why I feel like, maybe some people would think that I'm like changing subjects a lot, or like connecting things that are separate. But I don't think, I think it's kind of boring to constantly try to separate things unnaturally like that. It's like, it's not, because it's not natural to separate things like that. Yeah. 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 Yeah, I guess I will just end the video there. Maybe I'll talk about some other topics next time. Yeah, I guess I can just yeah, I guess I have energy to talk a little bit more, so I'll just I'll start talking about it now instead, I guess. Just yeah, because I started talking about Chinese recently, the beginning of the video, but I actually wanted to make a like its own video about Chinese, because because of many reasons. But I also been feeling like I should delay it a little bit more until I know a bit more, because like right now I feel like my Chinese is not great, and there's so many things I need to learn, and I'm gonna be much better in a few years. So, and then maybe I will have like a different perspective, or at least more things to say about it. Um, yeah. So I'm sure I will make a video in the future as well. But yeah, in 2019 I studied Chinese, and I took it as like it's called like 40 studies, 40 study points, or whatever. In I basically took like 4 subjects in some Chinese courses, and 2 of them were language courses, and then one was politics, and then one was history. Um, yeah, I think that was everything I had. I remember I wrote an article about Hukou 5 years ago, which is this kind of system they have in China currently, and India has also something similar, I think, and Japan and Korea used to have it, and I think North Korea also still has it, which is basically like this kind of system where you're kind of bound to one location, or like you're like bound to one address, and then it's kind of like it's different than here, because it kind of makes it harder to move around. Yeah, for example, if you're Chinese and you're born in a village, it's gonna be very hard to move to the city, you know, which is what a lot of people want to do, because that's the most developed part of China. Yeah, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that, because I did actually make a video about the second time that I traveled to China as well, but then I actually made it private, and I haven't made it public since, and I don't think I'll make it public, just because it has some private information there that I don't think I want to share. You know, also because it's just not very, and it's not very interesting otherwise. But yeah, but yeah, I was in 2019, right before Corona. I spent a lot of time in China. I was in China for a couple of months in Beijing at the beginning of the year, and then I was in Suzhou and Nantong and Shanghai at the end of the year in 2019, December. Most of the time I spent in Suzhou, which is a very nice nice city. It's all in Jiangsu. It's kind of like Jiangsu is like very it's like right south of Shandong, which Shandong is right south of Beijing basically. Yeah, and it's all it's all around the Shanghai area. Oh yeah, I don't have enough prayer now, I realized. So just quickly take these things and teleport before I die, I guess, or something. Yeah. So, yeah. Not 100% paying attention to the PPM to work off. Work off. Yeah, I have like quite a lot of kills now, and I gotten used to it. It's I usually after like 1,000 kills, then I'm really used to a boss, and yeah, and then it feels more like skilling. Like you already know a method, and you're just repeating the cycles over and over again. Which is what I like about RuneScape. Oh, yeah, yeah, and these places. But it's kind of like I don't know if I should like talk about China now. I wanted to travel there, but then Now all the stuff with Iran happened, and Iran got invaded by USA, uh, and that makes it so that this is very hard to travel. Because actually the actually we were discussing it, like, maybe going visiting China again after all this time. But then, like, you can't go through Russia and Ukraine. Obviously, it's risky. Um, so then we were actually planning to go through Qatar, but then you have to, like, fly through India, Pakistan, and Iran and stuff. But now those countries are in war, and yeah, that's, like, very hard to travel and everywhere. It seems like it's basically like the Third World War, So um, yeah. It's just I don't read the news that much, but, like, I read it sometimes just to try to keep up a little bit, and uh, it just feels so like, what the fuck are people doing now? Um, I mean, like, if I'm crazy, then I don't know what these people are doing. I don't know how crazy these people are, because I feel like it's basically like, kind of like Second World War repeating itself in a lot of ways. You know, basically, instead of, like, Nazi Germany, I guess you have USA and Israel, and yeah, and then instead of Soviet Union, you kind of have, like, China and stuff, I guess, which is more powerful than Soviet Union was. Yeah, and just these kind of people, like, these kind of, like, corrupt, broken people, like, just fighting to, control, and they just wanna kill people, like, for no reason. It's just. This is why I've been interested in history a lot, because I'm also interested in a lot in how history repeats itself, because because it does do that, because even because people don't get better. They're like, people are the same throughout history, uh, because we don't learn from experience, because we are fundamentally uneducated, don't think too much, and yeah, and then the other problem is, of course, that people die relatively young and don't have a lot of life experience, and then new young people come, and they're not very, they don't know a lot of things, and then the same problems that happened in the past just kind of keep repeating itself, and that's kind of like how I feel about it. So, but I also think, like, just like historically, there will be a there will be a better phase after this has happened. So the question is just, how bad is it gonna be until it finally becomes better, I guess. And yeah, that question is hard to answer, because that can really vary a lot throughout history. Like in Second World War, it was really bad, but yeah, or like the Crusations or whatever. But then other times in, like, First World War, it's not so bad. So yeah, but then also, like, I guess because it was not so bad, the Second World War also lead to other problems in the future. So it's like, yeah, just trying to understand those things is also not easy. But that's been one of the reasons that I consider study history, and not really linguistics so much, but I ended up with linguistics anyways, because I guess it's more like satisfy my psychological desire. But I would say that history is definitely extremely interesting. Yeah, and I'm learning a lot in my free time, but when it comes to history, there's just always, always more to learn and stuff. It's very cool. Yeah. Um, uh, yeah. Anyways, like yeah. And, um, at this point, though, it's been a while. I'm not really sure what to say about China, and actually, one of the reasons I also wanted to not talk about it so much now is that I feel like it would be more interesting to travel now and go to China, especially I can talk to people easily now. Uh, in China, nobody can speak English or anything like that. So uh, when I was there, I couldn't really speak to many people. But I, of course, I could see a lot of things, and I'm emotionally sensitive, and I can feel a lot of things. But according to what I heard now, then China is a very different place than it was 6 years ago. It has like probably changed just as much as it has 10 years before that. Um, so, and China in general is a country that changes a lot very quickly. Norway is not quite like that. It's a little bit more of a conservative place. For better or for worse, I guess you could say. I guess you could say. Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll probably take a piss after this kill, and then maybe consider stopping the video, or I will think if there's something else I want to talk about, and then maybe hit record again. We'll see. Um, yeah, it feels nice. Just my only goal for this video is just about myself. It's just not really about the people watching so much. But of course, I still like it if people wanna talk about anything I have to say. But in general, it's just about expressing myself. And I can already talk with my wife and stuff, so I'm fine when it comes to those things. Um, yeah, yeah. Like I mentioned last time, we are like together 24 hours a day. So it's yeah. Even though I don't have any friends, I feel like I don't really need it. I feel like it's not very necessary for me. Uh, I already feel like my own brain is quite entertaining as it is, and I'm sometimes even like a little bit too much if I'm like overthinking. And then my wife is also very interesting. So yeah, but yeah. Probably should take a break now. Just drop some food, pick some stuff. Yeah, matte is really expensive now. I don't really understand why. I don't know what people use it for. Why is it so expensive? Yeah, because it costs like, let me check the price now. Yeah, 1,600 each. Hmm. The dark crab is less than that, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Actually, I kind of want to check that now. I know they were more than 1,600 before. They were like up to 3,000. Let me check what the foods are now. Yeah, it's still more than dark crabs. And then, yeah, but anglerfish is more, and shark is much less, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, but why is Why are they still more expensive than dark crabs? That's kind of yeah. Maybe if someone still watching the video, they can maybe message me in game or something if you know why. Or I'm just randomly curious about that. Yeah, I'm still learning a lot of stuff on RuneScape. Just recently learned how quickly tormented demons are experienced and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, yeah. I need to go to the toilet. So yeah, I guess maybe either see you later this video or next video.